Welcome to the Little League Softball Regionals on ESPN, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Today in Warner Robins, Georgia, a trip to the Little League World Series is on the line as Unicoi County Little League out of Tennessee faces Pitt County Little League from North Carolina for a regional championship. This is the first of 6 tickets to be punched today in our day-long coverage on ESPN as dozens of Little Leaguers all over the country compete for a regional crown. Loser goes home. Winner sees a dream come true.
The journey has been long, but is far from over. We started it up, we never let it stop. These girls have given it all they got, representing their hometowns. That kind of electric atmosphere is what we have to look forward to. They will remember this forever. Now it's time to put it all on the line. One win away from the opportunity of a lifetime. It's the sunshine. A trip to the Little League Softball World Series for a summer they will remember forever.
Midway Little League, your World Series champions! Summer forever.
We began the week in Warner Robins with 7 teams. We are down to 2. Undefeated and unstoppable North Carolina faces a Tennessee team looking to exact some revenge and win a regional. Matt Schick alongside Brittany McKinney. Brittany, what a week it has been in Warner Robins, and it all comes down to this. 1 game for a shot at the Little League World Series.
I mean, watching these girls give it their all week long, and it comes down to 1 game. Who's going to punch the ticket to Greenville, North Carolina, to play in the dream, the Little League World Series? And it's a rematch. We've seen these teams match up before, but it's a championship game. The game doesn't know what happened before. Anything can happen today, and I think it's going to be a very competitive and exciting game. I've got a little bit of nerves. It's a championship. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to get this game going.
Yeah, ready to rock here. For North Carolina, they've been rocking all week long, outscoring the opposition 31-5. Braylon Johnson, a big reason why, Brittany.
She has been the most electric hitter we have seen all week, and she's been unstoppable at the plate. It doesn't matter if you throw her inside, outside, high, low. If it's in the zone, she's going to hit it, and she's going to hit it far. What a week she has had for her team.
And what a week North Carolina has had. 4 players hitting better than 500, 31 runs on 31 hits. That's not a bad ratio. For Tennessee, they lost to North Carolina on Thursday, which forced them to play a doubleheader in the hot Georgia sun. 6th inning, down a run, put together a 1-out rally. Lacey Gobble with a triple. Abby Peterson, hard ground ball, scores the tying run. She'd end up at 3rd. And then Emma Grace Anders, the sac fly, scores Peterson, the walk-off winner for Tennessee, setting the stage for today's title tilt. It's North Carolina and Tennessee for a trip to the Little League World Series.
You're watching Little League Softball on ESPN. The Southeast Region is coming up next.
The Little League Softball Regionals on ESPN are presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. And getting the start today for North Carolina in the circle as they get set to take on Tennessee has been a pretty dominant pitcher in Monica Jones. This is the third game, check that, 4th game that she has pitched in this week, and Brittany has yet to allow a run.
I think dominant may be an understatement. Her execution all week has been flawless. She hits her corners She doesn't leave anything over the plate, and she gets ahead of hitters, and that's why she's in control of every at-bat. And what she does so well is she's got a good fastball that she mixes in and out, but the way she keeps hitters off balance is after she gets ahead and they count, her changeup has been a difference maker in the game she's pitched this week. Hitters are not comfortable in the box. They know that it's coming, and they haven't found an answer for it all week long.
8 innings of work for Jones so far. No runs, 2 hits, just 4 walks, and 9 strikeouts. Tennessee hoping for a little bit better of an outcome offensively than they had yesterday in the loss to North Carolina. It was a 13-1 run rule shortened game. It ended after 5 innings. Just 2 hits in the loss to North Carolina. They were hitless in their first 4 innings of the game. We'll see if Tennessee makes any adjustments this morning in Warner Robins. Not as hot as it's been all week. We're also playing before noon. That helps. 83 degrees. No rain in the forecast, and we are set to go. First pitch fouled away by Lucy Jo Linville, the rising 8th grader out of Unicoi Middle School. Erwin, Tennessee, has an inside-the-park home run and a triple to her name this week. Right back to Jones. Gathers one away. Jones can field her position. So can these young ladies. James, Johnson, and Shaw patrolling the outfield. Brooklyn Menace, Aurora Edwards, Brooke Rose, Kenzie Carson, Ray Niddle, the stalwart behind the plate. Seen some great catching performances all week long here at the regional in Georgia. And Jones in the circle. Facing her pitching counterpart, Lacey Gobble. First pitch swinging. Johnson has it in center field.
I know this game's already started for Tennessee with 2 quick outs, but they already look like a different team in the box than what we saw yesterday against North Carolina. Aggressive, hitting the ball hard, squaring some balls up. We didn't see that at all off of Monica Jones in Tennessee in their first encounter.
Abigail Peterson, who scored the walk-off winning run yesterday to put them in this game. She's first pitch swinging. That to right, and that's down. Peterson's going to hold it first as Shaw gets it in, but the first hit of the game comes about 5 innings sooner than their first hit yesterday against North Carolina.
I think the game plan was to come out swinging, being aggressive. First pitch of the at-bat, Peterson gets a ball on the outer half of the plate and does a great job of just going with the pitch, squares it up. This Tennessee team, they look like a different team, and we're in the bottom of the first inning. Excuse me, top of the first inning.
3 straight first pitch swings make it 4 as Willow Bennett pops this one out of play. We talked to Coach Seth Jones this morning about the plan, and he didn't seem terribly concerned about their offense. We just got to be a little more disciplined. We got to stop popping balls up. We got to start barreling balls up. And they've done that so far today. He was more concerned about their defense. Hey, we just got to flush those errors that we had, and we're going to be just fine. That was low and inside 1-1.
Yeah, I think coming out being aggressive off of a pitcher like Monica Jones is a great game plan because she throws a lot of strikes. She's going to fill the strike zone because she wants to get ahead in the count. So coming out first pitch swinging is going to pay off.
Monica Jones has just been outstanding all week long here in Warner Robins. Gave up the 2-out single here. Now Bennett, that one's through the left side. James gets it in. Back-to-back 2-out singles here for Tennessee.
Again, a championship game, you want to get on the board first. You want to steal the momentum from the first pitch, and Tennessee is doing this right now. Back-to-back hits, drives it through the 5-6 hole. And Tennessee knows how good North Carolina's offense is. They're going to put runs on the board. The question is Tennessee going to have enough run support to get them through 6 innings?
All 5 batters have swung at the first pitch. They are here to attack the ball this morning in Warner Robins. Emma Grace Anders, who scored, helped drive in the walk-off run with the sac fly in the 6th inning yesterday. The 0-1. She's swinging. This one's foul, 0-2. A 13-year-old from Flag Pond, Tennessee. Anchor of the outfield. Comes from a big family. A lot of kids are here, a lot of siblings. Family fosters a few children as well. It's just a great story talking to her this morning. That her parents are always there for not only us, but for other kids as well. Their family can sometimes swell to 10 to 12 people. It's a remarkable story. They've made a lot of lives better. The 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2. Peterson at second. Bennett at first. The 2-2. Anders to center field. Johnson has it. 2 are left on base after a pair of 2-out hits. North Carolina, they've been swinging all week. See if it continues next. Tennessee's been relying on Lacey Gobble all week. She's pitched in every game, and when she's on, she is tough to hit, Brittany McKinney.
Yeah, she's been the workhorse for Tennessee. They have relied heavily on that right arm in the circle of Gobble, but when she hits her corners and gets ahead of hitters, that is when she is at her best. Her strikeout pitch is that rise ball, but in order for her to use the rise ball, she has got to get ahead, and North Carolina comes out swinging aggressive. So I'd like to see her use some off speed, which she has, and if that pitch is on, then she can go to her rise ball. She's going to have herself a day.
And she's got herself a tall task against this North Carolina lineup from top to bottom. Their bats have been smoking hot. Aurora Edwards is going to lead things off. We mentioned Braylon Johnson in the open. 6 of 9 so far with 3 extra base hits. She's come up to the plate a couple of times with the bases loaded and cleared them both times. Brooke Rose, Candace Lynn, been dealing with a sprained ankle coming into the week. She was a little gimpy yesterday, according to her head coach, Coach Metis, but she is ready to go. Metis' daughter, Brooklyn, in the 6th hole today. But top to bottom, Brittany, they've been hitting it well.
Coach said that he relies and has the expectation that their 1-hole hitter all the way to 12-hole hitter, they're expected to hit the ball and get on base. There's no let off in the lineup. The bottom half is just as good as the top half. It's a complete team offensively, and like we saw Tennessee come out swinging and being aggressive, that's what we see from North Carolina. They're up on the plate. They're looking for something to drive, and if it's something they put their bat on, they're going to take a big, aggressive hack at it.
Aurora Edwards will lead things off, was 2 for 3 in the win over Tennessee yesterday. 3 runs scored and a double. The 12-year-old out of Winterville, North Carolina, Hope Middle School. And we asked what adjustments they would make as we take a look at Aurora Edwards. The family of Aurora in attendance here, making the trip from Pitt County. That one fisted into center field for a leadoff single for Edwards. Defense for Tennessee, Jones, Sanders, and Knuckles from left to right in the outfield. Lucy Jo Linville, Gill, Van Tassel, and Peterson in the infield. Willow Bennett has been tough behind the plate. Good battery mate with Gobble. We asked about the adjustments Tennessee pitching would make as they take on Braylon Johnson here. Edwards is off and running. Bennett, the throw down, out of time. Edwards with another stolen base. And North Carolina aggressive on the pass all week.
You know, if Edwards gets on first base, you might as well just put her on second base. A single is always a double in her book because she can do this. She's got incredible speed down the path and gets a great jump off the base. And now North Carolina has their hottest hitter, the hottest hitter in this region, and a runner in scoring position and no outs, right where North Carolina expects to be.
Braylon Johnson, that one is high, 3-0. 8 stolen bases for North Carolina this week by 6 different players. That's the second for Edwards. And Johnson is a player at the plate that can tell they're not eager to throw anything right down the middle. It's 3-1. But back to the adjustments. Coach Jones said, yeah, we noticed North Carolina like to get up on the plate, like to get their toes near or on the chalk. So we want to throw them inside, make them work a little bit. The 3-1. That one is high, and a 5-pitch walk to Johnson.
You know, I don't think that's a bad I think it's a great adjustment to make to try and go inside on these North Carolina hitters. The only problem is you have got to make sure it's in on their hands and not leave it over the plate.
31-5. 31 runs on 31 hits. They got their 32nd hit of the week this inning. 2 on, nobody out. Rose squaring, puts it down. Third baseman Linville to first. Sacrifice does the job. Now 2 on in scoring position with 1 out. Bringing up the 4-hole hitter, Candace Lynn.
For Coach Metis to have his 3-hole put down a sacrifice bunt in the first inning shows you how important runs are to him and this team and how important it is to get on the board first.
They've outscored the opposition 7-0 in the first inning, including 5-0 yesterday against this very Tennessee team. Candace Lynn with 4 hits and 2 runs batted in this tournament. We mentioned the sprained ankle that she had coming in. It was a little touch and go whether or not she'd be ready for game 1 earlier this week. She was, but she's not 100%. You wouldn't know it by how she's been swinging it. The 1-0. Just misses 2-0.
It's a close pitch by Lacey Gobble, just trying to nip that outside corner.
Family in attendance for Candace Lynn, watching the 2-0. This one to left. Jones makes the diving catch. Edwards will tag from third, and it's 1-0 North Carolina.
I know this play ends up in scoring a run for North Carolina, but what a grab by Olivia Jones. Completely extended, getting dirty in left field. She saves 2 runs. If that ball gets by her and goes into the corner, she may have saved 3 runs. Tremendous effort and ability by Olivia Jones.
Johnson stays at second, and defense was going to be the key here today, according to her father, Coach Seth Jones. Saying, we feel actually it was 13-1 yesterday, but we feel pretty good if we just do away with the errors. Could have been a 5-4 type of game. So right now it's 1-0 North Carolina. Peyton James at the plate. James to the left side. There's that defense. Linville. The 5-3 put out. And 1 is left on base. North Carolina scored 5 in the first inning yesterday against Tennessee. Just 1 today. 1-0.
Let's go. It's time to play some softball.
All the emotions, all the fun in Greenville, North Carolina at the Little League Softball World Series. They will remember this forever.
Little League World Series begins in less than 2 weeks. We got some tickets to punch. We're here all day on ESPN. We're starting things off in Warner Robins. Yeah, we got the New England, Central, West, Mid-Atlantic, and Northwest. The Southwest has already been clinched. Midway Little League out of Hewitt, Texas. Last year's champions of the Little League World Series are back to defend their crown in Greenville in a couple of weeks. What a benchmark day today on ESPN for Little League Softball. Matt Schick, Brittany McKinney, thrilled to start the day for you right here in Warner Robins. 1-0 North Carolina on Tennessee. Little League Southeast Park. A park that was built for championships, built for tournaments, and built for days like this. Deanna Gill at the plate for Unicoi County Little League. Another first pitch swinging. That had to be the message here this morning. We're here to attack, not be timid, Brittany.
Yeah, and Coach Jones, Seth Jones of Tennessee, has got to be pleased with his players coming out and sticking to the plan. They're all in. They're going up there aggressive. It's one thing to have a plan to be aggressive and go out there and swing at pitches near the zone, in the zone, but to see your team buy in and trust the process and trust the plan. You know, they've had 5 quality at-bats already in this game.
Gill through the hole and left. The third hit of the day. Again, for Tennessee, they did not record a hit until the 5th inning yesterday against North Carolina.
Swinging at anything in the zone. This is a completely different offense than what we saw yesterday. And we mentioned it before the game started. This is a championship game. The game doesn't know what happened before. And Tennessee, they have a short memory. They are moving on to this game. They are focused here, and you can see it in the box in their swings.
Mallory Knuckles not swinging at the first pitch for the first time for Tennessee today. 0-1 for the 12-year-old from Unicoi Middle School. Hit, run, score. Sounds like a good plan. The 0-1. Runner goes, throwing down, throws off line. And a stolen base for Gill. Taking a page out of the North Carolina playbook today.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Just like we saw with North Carolina, get a hit, find a way on base, and then still second, go ahead and get yourself into scoring position. Tennessee would love to answer here and cut back and get back a run from North Carolina.
Mallory Knuckles, one of the best utility players on this team, playing right field today for Tennessee. Back to Jones. Jones looks back the runner, but Gill is going to take third base. Oh, and she rounds the base. Heading home and tagged out. You could see the reaction from Coach Jones at third, saying, no, I didn't send you. I wanted you to stay. But she rounded third, and a costly base running blunder.
Such a momentum killer right here. Gill, great base running to hold her spot there and take third, but does not realize that she's getting thrown behind by Carson from first base, takes her turn and has no other option but just to try and get home.
One, 3, 5, 2. If you're scoring that one at home, a costly double play. Something you could ill afford to do against a North Carolina team that is going to put some runs on the board today. Horny, the right center, falls in front of Johnson and gets past her. Horny stops at first. He's going to head to second base. A hit that would have scored a run if not for that base running mistake, but a runner in scoring position with 2 outs.
It's hard not to think that this would be a tied ball game if Gill wouldn't have made that turnaround third. But we saw yesterday that Tennessee loves to score with 2 outs. When there's 2 outs on the board, it's almost like they put it in another gear, especially when they played against Florida. And right here, Ayla Horny keeping this inning alive, getting in scoring position.
The third 2-out hit for Tennessee today. They'll score that a double for Ayla Horny. Now Olivia Jones, we saw that diving catch, sliding catch in left field in the first, saving a run. Call her Orange Juice, they call her Liv. Gonna try and squeeze out a base hit here, maybe score the tying run. Again, her catch in left field. Ranging to her right. Certainly saved a run, kept that one in the glove. Olivia Jones, who just turned 12 years old yesterday. The 1-0. 1-2, excuse me, just off the play, 2-2. 1-0 North Carolina. Winner advances to the Little League World Series in Greenville, North Carolina. Jones against Jones, the 2-2. Pops this one up. Rain Niddle. Solid behind the plate, but could not make the catch. A new life for Jones.
You know, those, as a catcher, those balls popped up straight behind the plate are always a high level of difficulty, but you wanted to see Niddle turn her back to the field because of the spin on the ball. That ball is spinning back towards the field, and you can see it right here at the last second, just spins away from her glove. She turns her back to the field, and that ball is going to spin into her glove.
Olivia Jones with 2 outs. Tying run at second base here in the second inning. Swing and a miss, and Monica Jones picks up her first strikeout of the day as Tennessee might be thinking what could have been in that inning. Jones. 1-0 North Carolina. Want to see some girls with game? Tune into the excitement of the hashtag Summer of Softball. Visit littleleaguesoftball.org for great content, information about starting a softball league, and more. It's been a great week in Warner Robins, Georgia. Started with 7 teams, down to just 2. And this team from Winterville, North Carolina. If you're ever wondering, gosh, what town is known for mineral water? It's Winterville, North Carolina. 84 miles southeast of Raleigh. More importantly, 7 miles south of Greenville, North Carolina. Site of the softball, the Little League World Series. And they're trying to get back there. They were there last year. There's a lot of pressure on them. They felt coming in to not only this tournament, but this entire postseason. And they have dealt with that. And now a win away from getting back there for the second year in a row as we take a look at Brooklyn Metis with an 0-1 count. Matt Schick, Brittany McKinney, Warner Robins, Georgia. Metis. That one's foul.
You talked how Lacey Gobble in the first inning wanted to make the adjustment and be able to get in on the hands of the North Carolina hitters, not allowing them to extend through the zone. And so far, Lacey Gobble has really done a nice job, especially in this at-bat against Metis, coming in on her hands, getting that inside corner, trying to saw off the hitters. Now she's way ahead in the count.
Want to throw change-ups up, fastballs in, mix it up a little bit. Talked to Lacey this morning. Said, yeah, my fastball's working, my curve. Just trusting my defense. Metis puts it in play. That defense doing its job. Van Tassel records the first out of the second.
That's a great pitch sequence by Gobble. Got ahead early by going on the inner half, and then her strikeout pitch is the rise ball. Metis laid off the first one, but the 1-2 count really had a lot of jump on it and gets an easy fly ball for infield for the first out.
Rain Niddle. Her nickname, the Big Cheese. We said, why? Well, from what we've been told, about 80% of her diet consists of cheese. That was from the coach. Slight exaggeration. But the Big Cheese looks at a 1-0 count. There's Dad. What a moment for parents to be able to watch their kids, whether it's inside the fence or outside the fence, in the stands or in the dugout. Watching your youngster compete for a chance at a Little League World Series berth. Well, they've watched Rain Niddle hit in all 3 games. Had 2 hits yesterday against Tennessee.
I can't imagine the nerves of the parents in the stands with their kids playing in this championship game to go to the World Series. I'm sure they want it so bad, but I've got a few years to go before my son's in Little League, but I'm not looking forward to the stress that comes along with being a parent of a ball player.
My wife Kelly in the stands a lot. I'm inside the fence as a coach. I tell you, as in a rec game on a Saturday morning in the regular season, whether it's 12U, 9U, 7U, which I've had the honor to coach, it doesn't matter. It is nerve-wracking. You want what's best for your kid, and your kid's just there having fun. Your kid's just there not feeling the pressure that the parents are feeling.
I feel like there should be a support group, especially for a pitcher's parent. I feel like that's got to be the worst.
Yeah, that's where the Facebook page, the Team Reach app, the Game Changer app, all the messages that are exchanged, the group texts, the 3-2, that's where those come in. Middle to short, Deanna Gill. Defense coming to play today for Tennessee, 2 away.
So far, Tennessee is doing everything that Coach Jones talked to us about this morning. They're going inside pitching-wise. Defense is playing well. And Gobble's excited about having her defense. She said she trusts her defense, and she's going to feed them ground balls and not feel like she has to do it all herself. And her defense so far, so good.
Swing and a miss from Kaylee Gardner's had herself a nice week as well. Couple of hits, an RBI, a couple of runs scored. A.G. Cox Middle School, 12 years old. The 0-1. Off speed. 1-1 here from Gobble. See Gobble, not even a strikeout, but she gets fired up with a swing and miss.
Yeah, I think the more animated and enthusiastic she gets in the circle, the harder she throws, the more focused she is. We saw that earlier in the region, the beginning of the week. She was just so animated and amped up in the circle, and we're seeing it come out right now.
Gardner puts it in play. Third baseman Linville, bobble. Not in time. Might score that an error on Linville at third. The first defensive miscue puts a runner on with 2 outs.
Everything's been going so well for Tennessee right now. Just a minor hiccup. Going to her left was Linville. Just kind of rolls up the heel of her glove. Doesn't have time to get Gardner running down to first base. But I'd like to see how Lacey Gobble responds right now. Does she keep that enthusiasm? There's 2 outs, just a runner on first base, How does she respond and keep attacking these hitters like she's been doing for the first 2 outs of the inning?
Monica Jones, today's starting pitcher for North Carolina, in the circle, now in the box. The 1-0. Jones 0 for 2 yesterday at the plate against Tennessee. 13-year-old out of Greenville, North Carolina. Off speed, fooled by that one, 1-2.
And that pitch hasn't always been on for Gobble this week. If she can have that in the zone, that off speed to complement that up and in pitch, it's a really good combination.
Just misses inside, 2-2. Lacey Gobble has been the stalwart in the circle throughout districts, throughout state, and now here in the regional. Jones fists this one to Linville, who makes up for the earlier miscue with the put out to end the second. North Carolina with a 1-0 lead. Tennessee is going to try and tie this up. The Little League Softball Regionals on ESPN are presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. Matt Schick alongside Brittany McKinney here in Warner Robins, Georgia. Got a team from Winterville, North Carolina, and a team from Irwin, Tennessee. Founded in 1903 and 46 miles north of Asheville, North Carolina, bordering North Carolina. The Appalachian Trail runs right through the community. They got beautiful mountains and trails and waterfalls. The coaches and parents call it a nature lover's paradise. People fishing and biking and kayaking. Just couldn't say enough about the beauty of their hometown. And no doubt the hometown is crowded around their TVs, their apps, their phones, their tablets, watching this Unicoi County Little League team go toe-to-toe for a regional championship. As Madison Van Tassel grounds out, one away. Ava Hansen, who had a critical at-bat in the opener this week against West Virginia. They were down late, 1-0. She was able to draw about a 10-pitch at-bat. Drew the walk. Wound up scoring. They wound up winning the game against West Virginia. It's bottom of the order, trying to work the count, but now down at an 0-2 hole.
That changeup is going to be instrumental for Monica Jones to offset the aggression of Tennessee. They are swinging 10 out of 11 batters, first pitch swinging. And if she can use that changeup, she can kind of tame that aggression from Tennessee.
Mentioned the aggression. 10 of 11. First pitch swing so far today.
You got to love that they have a plan. When you go up to bat, you have to have a plan. You can't just go up there free swinging. You got to know what you want to do before you step in the box. And they're sticking to it.
Two to Hansen. Fouls that one away. Right on that pitch. Still 2-2. Monica Jones, talked to her this morning. Says, I don't like to show a lot of emotion. I don't get nervous. I just get anxious. Like, I just want to get out there. I want to pitch. I want to get this thing going. She's yet to allow a run this week. The 3-2. Hansen through the left side. This Tennessee team has come out swinging. Nothing to show for it yet, but they keep barreling up balls. That'll change.
You mentioned Hansen's great at-bat against West Virginia. Another great at-bat here. Got in an 0-2 hole early, fought her way back, fouled off some balls, and then just drives one through the 5-6 hole.
Top to bottom in this Tennessee lineup, they've been able to come through in clutch moments. Olivia Nasser delivered what proved to be the game-winning RBI in that game against West Virginia. Runner not going, but is laid down. It's a nice one. Throw to first, as you had Brooke Rose covering on the throw from Carson. And the sacrifice bunt from Nasser brings up the leadoff hitter, Linville, with a chance to drive in the tying run.
the execution by both teams on being able to get sacrifice bunts down when their coaches ask them to has been terrific. This has been just 2 2/3 into this game. Terrific fundamental softball by both sides. Nassar there getting a runner into scoring position for the top of the lineup.
Scored 3-4 at home if you're scoring at home, and if you are, God bless you. 1-0 North Carolina over Tennessee. Lucy Jo Linville at the plate with a chance to tie this up. Grounded out her first time up. Skies this one into the infield, and Edwards has it for the third out. Another runner left on base. 5 hits for Tennessee. Nothing to show for it. The Little League Community Heroes Recognition Program helps to honor those dedicated individuals who not only volunteer their time at local Little League programs, but also contribute in other ways to improve their communities. To learn more, to nominate a community hero, visit littleleague.org/community heroes. Thanks to all those out here this week, providing some safety and enthusiasm in Warner Robins, Georgia. Slight breeze out toward left field. North Carolina. Just a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the third. And if you're Coach Seth Jones for Tennessee, you probably would have signed up for that score. You'd rather have a 1-0 lead Tennessee, but the fact is, North Carolina had scored 5 runs at this point yesterday, as Kenzie Carson leads off with a rip shot to left to begin the third inning.
This ball came off the bat hot by Kenzie Carson. Deanna Gillett, shortstop's right there. I think it just had a little bit too much heat on it and tips off the top of her glove.
Leadoff single here. The home plate umpire, Keith Lovell, saying we got to stay in the box here. They're going to score that an error on the shortstop. That's a tough one on a hard hit shot. Riley Shaw now
Ball was roped.
stands in the box. Yeah, it certainly was. Riley Shaw, a couple of hits this week. 13-year-old hitting in the 11th spot. Again, a continuous batting order, different rules this year. Everyone on the roster bats. Not everyone has to play defensively, but everyone gets to swing the stick. And if you can hit 1 through 12, you can turn the lineup over. Nice bunt put down there by Shaw. Linville the first. In time. Not in time. Infield single for Shaw. That was a bang-bang play at first. Linville got to it as quickly as she could. And we'll take another look.
I tell you what, this is exactly where you want to place a bunt. You have third baseman, pitcher, catcher all converging in one location, just deadens it far enough out from the plate. Has enough speed to beat it out down the line. So much better than just a sacrifice if you can get yourself on base too.
And we will have a challenge here on this call. Again, you get unlimited successful challenges, but you get 2 for 6 innings if they are unsuccessful. You talked about execution, Brittany. These hitters all week being able to put down that bunt and putting it down at a great spot. And she's clearly safe. Good call there by the first base umpire, John Kearns.
I mean, the execution we've seen from both teams to be able to get bunts down in championship games, high intensity stress situations. Punching a ticket to the World Series, coach asks you to get the bunt down, and we've seen it by both teams. I mean, they're making it look easy.
We'll show a couple more replays for the crew. And again, that orange base if you're new to softball and Little League softball, is for the runner to avoid a collision. And the call is confirmed. So 2 on and nobody out here for North Carolina. They've done a lot of damage in the 3rd inning, outscoring the opposition 7-0 this week. 0 for 1 with runners in scoring position. They're looking for their 15th hit in such a situation. 12-hole hitter, Lily Whitehurst, showing bunt off the plate and foul. Liliana Whitehurst. L-Dub has contributed to some dubs this week. 3 hits on the week. The 0-1. Puts that one down, another foul, and likely taking the bunt out of the scenario here. Now 0-2. Carson at second, Shaw at first for Whitehurst. Gobble with the 0-2. Off speed, drop. And first base was not open, so that is an out, but the runners do advance. So the drop third not in play unless first base is open. It wasn't, and you saw the home plate umpire, Keith Lovell, saying, nope, you're out, but the runners can advance.
Yeah, Whitehurst was asked to get the sacrifice down to move the runners into the scoring position. Couldn't execute on the first 2 pitches, but at the end of her bat, the runners are at second and third, just as she was asked to do.
Strikeout sacrifice. I don't know if you score it like that. I think it just goes down as a K, but the result is the same. And now the top of the order is now up. Aurora Edwards pops this one up. Shortstop, Deanna Gill making the catch, and that is a large out for a very dangerous leadoff hitter in Edwards, who singled and scored in that first inning. 2 away.
That is a huge out for Tennessee. If they're able to get out of this inning unscathed, that's going to be a huge win and a big momentum shift for Tennessee, but look who's up to bat.
Now 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position today are North Carolina. Here's Braylon Johnson. 6 for 9 this week. Swinging a hot stick. This one's foul.
I don't know, Matt. What about you? 2 outs, first base open. The hottest hitter here is up to bat. I almost would pitch around her, put her on first base.
3 scoreless innings now against Tennessee. It's been a rare occurrence for North Carolina. Johnson fouls again. 0-2 now to the hot-hitting Johnson. Been swinging that Louisville Slugger LXT all week. 3 extra base hits. The 0-2 from Gobble to Johnson. Off speed is high.
Now that Gobble's worked ahead of in the count. So much power from Johnson's bat. She cannot leave anything over the plate. She's got to be smart here with her location with a 1-2 count.
Johnson off the glove of Gobble. Oh, and through the legs of Gill. Scoring is Carson, scoring is Shaw, and it's 3-0 North Carolina. We talked about the defensive miscues. This one bites Tennessee.
Lacey Gobble did such a good job in that at-bat. Get ahead, jams the hot-hitting Braylon Johnson. She hits it in just the right spot where Deanna Gill can't come up with the play, and North Carolina adds 2 to their lead.
And now stolen base for Johnson. Just can ill afford to allow North Carolina to get things they don't necessarily earn themselves.
You can't give this team extra outs, extra bases. They're too good of a team, too complete of a team to do that.
Error on the shortstop. Rose skies this one to center. Anders has it. Tennessee has out-hit North Carolina 5-2, but North Carolina has outscored Tennessee 3-0.
No day of rest here at Athletes Unlimited. Foul territory. Oh my goodness! And she'll make it with a slide. The action is unlimited, making every swing and every moment count.
The pros will go at it in Greenville in a couple of weeks. Both of these teams trying to get there as well. Only one will get through for Tennessee. Big number, 0 for 4, runners in scoring position. Lacey Gobble doing her thing in the circle, just not getting the help that she got early on in this game. As North Carolina being out-hit, but outscoring Tennessee, Brittany McKinney.
Yeah, I think the big glaring number right there for Tennessee is the 3 errors they've committed so far in the game in 3 innings. North Carolina's been able to take advantage of that. But for Tennessee, they have got to feel good about the bats they're having off of Monica Jones and how Lacey Gobble's throwing the ball in the circle. Defensively, they just need to clean it up. This game is not out of reach, but they need to start finding a way to score runs, do it pretty quickly.
Yeah, their first time through the order, they were 5 for 11 with a sack bunt. I mean, you tell Coach Jones for Tennessee that's going to be the number first time through. Like, okay, how many do we have? You tell him 0.
Right,
be like,
right.
What? How is that possible? You get a base running error. Doesn't show up in the scorebook, but it does reflect in the score. Pop out there as Brooke Rose says, yeah, I think I got it one away.
You saw her little sigh of relief as that ball tried to wiggle its way out of her glove.
Is that big yellow thing in my mitt? Yeah, okay, good.
Please say it's there.
Abby Peterson had a single the first time up. Abigail Peterson went 2 for 3 in the state championship with a pair of doubles, 5 extra base hits in that state tournament. Looking for another one, goes over the head of Braylon Johnson. Peterson heading into second base. Oh, and she's rounding second base. Throw to third in time. Metis applies the tag. Another base running miscue for Tennessee. It'll go down as a double, but it'll go down as an out.
Abigail Peterson, though, she gets all of this ball smoked over the head of Brooklyn Johnson into center field. But Brooklyn Johnson gets this ball in quick, and then the relay from Aurora Edwards throws a strike, no hesitation. Great defensive play by North Carolina. It's almost deflating. You're thinking one out, double, in runner in scoring position. Abigail Peterson would be get a rally going here in the fourth, and we've seen 2 runners. Some miscues over there by third base.
It's not going to show up as like an error or a left on base, but it feels like both. So you go back to the second inning where a runner rounds third on an infield ground out and gets thrown out at the plate. Tennessee should have at least 1 run on the board here. Instead, it's 3-0, and now 2 outs in the fourth, and now you start running out of outs.
Right.
Willow Bennett barreling up balls, but hitting it right to Edwards. Edwards, a great throw on the cutoff on the relay. And right there to snag this one, Brittany.
Edwards cutting them down at third base, snagging a line drive. The team wants to add to this lead as we get late in the game.
Warner Robins, Georgia, regional championship winner heads to Greenville, North Carolina for the Little League World Series. Loser season is done. Right now, advantage North Carolina. Not in the hit department, but certainly the defensive and scoring department. It is 3-0 North Carolina from Winterville, North Carolina, just 7 miles south of the site of the World Series. And Lacey Gobble is going to try and keep this a 3-0 game. She has pitched pretty well. 3 innings, 2 hits, 3 runs, just 1 of them earned, thanks to those 3 Tennessee errors.
And the composure she has shown throughout this game, recovering from those errors from her defense and being able to flip the switch and get the next out, has been very mature. She's focused, hyper-focused, and is able to move on to the next pitch. She is keeping Tennessee in this game, keeping this game within reach, all by herself in the circle.
Candace Lynn at the plate. Second pitch swinging. Madison Van Tassel makes the play. Here's our next ESPN WNBA game, Sunday afternoon, East Coast, West Coast matchup between Brianna Stewart and the Liberty. Taking on the Sparks at 4 Eastern. Coverage tips with WNBA Countdown at 3:30 Eastern on ESPN. Day-long coverage today on ESPN of the regionals. The first of 6 games coming your way on the mothership. What a landmark day for Little League softball as Peyton James looks at an inside pitch, 1-0. A North Carolina team. Their run totals for their first 3 games, 8, 10, and 13. They scored at least 8 runs in all 3 games. Just 3-0 here in the 4th. Peyton James skies this one to center. Now that's going to find some green. In between Emma Gray Sanders in center and Deanna Gill at short. Coach Seth Jones talked about that this morning. He said this is an outfield that's a lot bigger than what we're used to, about 15 to 20 feet deeper. So we got to protect against extra bases, but you also want to protect against those dinkers like that.
Yeah, you hate to see a ball fall in front of your outfield that's in the air that long, but the power that North Carolina has exhibited all week, they've got to play deep. You'd rather have a runner at first base than in scoring position. You got to take some and you give up some too.
Brad Metis at third base, coaching his daughter Brooklyn at the plate. The 1-0. James thinking about going. Hanging out there at first, 2-0. Brooklyn Metis puts it in play to short. Going to be a tough play for the shortstop. Gill up with it. Got her. See if they take a look at this. If North Carolina wants to challenge, Brad Metis, Brooklyn's father, might take a look. We'll take a look anyway.
It's a close play at first base. See, Gill pulled up the middle for the steal. Has to range far to her right. Let's see. That's close.
That is as close as we've seen all week. Not sure if there'll be enough to overturn it, but this will be challenged. You know, Brooklyn Metis has been on the short end of a couple of calls this week. She had an RBI taken away because it was called that it hit her foot when she hit it, which it didn't on the clear replay. There's been some miscues this week in all facets of the game, but Metis, you can see the dad just saying, look, you got to get her on base here. She's earned better than she's gotten, or deserved it. But I don't know if this will be enough to overturn this one.
You know, live, I thought she clearly made it, but with this replay, it's much closer than I thought.
Is that ball in the back of the glove when that before that foot is touching the base. There's no rule about tie goes to the runner, but the ball must beat the runner.
What you got, Matt?
I'm saying call stands is what I'm going to go with.
Not confirmed.
But not confirmed, right? This is the college football review system, right? It's for standing, not we'll see if it stands or confirmed.
There we go.
That call is confirmed. All right.
Well, that was a nice play by Deanna Gill. Again, she was pulled up the middle because she has to cover second base on that steal. She had a range to her right. Load up on that backside. Nice throw across the field for the second out.
Karen's running our stats today. She brings up an interesting point. It's, as first baseman, you might not want to have those open web gloves. So you can't tell if the ball is in the back of the glove or not. There's an open web there in the back.
That's a great point. Just let it disappear once it gets
That's right.
through the front of the glove.
Call's confirmed 2 away here for North Carolina. Rain at Niddle. Niddle skies this one to left. Coming in, Olivia Jones. Another sliding catch. Olivia Jones, her second highlight reel grab of the day. The defense coming to play. Jones to the knees, ball to the glove. Tennessee to the dugout. Tennessee trailing 3-0. North Carolina with the lead here in Warner Robins. Matt Schick, Brittany McKinney. Emma Grace Sanders is going to lead things off here for Tennessee. And looking at the family, the mom, Mother Kristen, and Father Lucas, and their growing family. The number of kids fluctuates every so often because they are doing God's work. They foster children. A handful of biological children, a few fostered children as well. Look at that family photo. I mean, my goodness, the lives that they have changed. And right now there are some youngsters between the ages of 4 and 7. You got a girl, Chloe, boy, August, who's 5 years old. Hayes is 6 years old. Lightning is a boy who's 7 years old. And Emma Grace Anders, her parents doing amazing things, her and her siblings. She says, sometimes I feel like a second mom, just helping out around the house, helping the kids do certain things. And the coaching staff even saying it's just the impact that they've had on the number of lives has been immeasurable.
That's one of my favorite things about the Little League and calling these games is not just to know these players as the phenomenal softball athletes they are, but to know their story, to get to know their families, where they come from, what they're about, and that story is just special. You can't say enough of what that family does to change their lives.
On the outside corner, that is a strike. That should be strike 3. And it is. To put a bow on the story, not even just doing that, but also bringing everyone here. I mean, I've got 4 kids of my own. It's tough enough to go out to eat. And you're bringing this entire family to Warner Robins, Georgia to cheer on one of your family members. Just a very cool scene here all week. And they've had an extended stay. They've played out the max, taking it to Friday. Deanna Gill fouls this one away, 0-2. Unicoi County Little League. Trying to put some runs on the board. They put some hits on the scoreboard, but nothing to show for it. 1-2.
I think Monica Jones in the circle has done a nice job adjusting to Tennessee and what their plan was for her today, coming out swinging early. See her in these later innings, going off speed, first, second pitch of that bat. Nothing too good too early.
Gill to right, coming in, running to make the catch is Riley Shaw, 2 away. Sunday night baseball matchup, series finale between the Yankees and the Orioles at Camden Yards, 7 Eastern on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, ESPN Radio. Coverage begins 6 Eastern of baseball tonight at Sunday Night Countdown. Who would have thought the Orioles looking down at the Yankees? Yankees looking way up at the Orioles in the American League East. What an incredible season in Baltimore. Check them out. It's coming up Sunday night. Top of the 5th inning, 2 outs here. Mallory Knuckles lining up her knuckles on the bat and trying to get a 2-out base hit, get something going here. Just 4 outs left here for this team. She does put it in play. You can see the right fielder, Shaw, trying to get ready to load up and throw her out at first, but instead it's a 2-out single for Knuckles in Tennessee.
Tennessee sure likes to swing the bat and do things with 2 outs. Larry Knuckles just inside outs this pitch down the first base line, trying to get something going. Tennessee is running out of 8 outs late in the game.
Their 3rd 2-out hit of the day. Ayla Horney has a 2-out hit back in the 2nd. It was a double, but the previous double play wiped out both runners. And her hit went for naught. She was left stranded at second base. Tennessee with 7 hits. Go along with 3 errors in the field. The 1-1 to Horney. Waves through that one, 1-2.
Great pitch. She's shown off. Monica Jones in the circle, her changeup. And to throw it at that consistent and be able to place it, that is high-level pitching.
Does it again. Another strikeout there for Monica Jones, her 2nd of the inning, her 3rd of the game, Brittany.
Monica Jones pulling the string. She doesn't just bring the heat, but she can change it up too. North Carolina looking for some insurance when we come back.
The Little League Softball Regionals on ESPN are presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. Matt Schick, Brittany McKinney, Warner Robins, Georgia. Tennessee trailing 3-0 for North Carolina, looking to add some insurance. They started early in the 1st inning, sac fly. Great catch from Olivia Jones. But Aurora Edwards scores. It was 1-0. Then the defense let them down in the 3rd, Brittany.
You have just fundamental mistakes. The nice ground ball by Lacey Gobble to get out of the inning, but just gets under the glove of Deanna Gill. In North Carolina, they're going to take advantage of mistakes and extra outs and extra bases, and they did that there in the 3rd.
North Carolina has had double-digit hits in each of their first 3 games. 31 hits coming into today, just 3 today. But they also had 31 hits, 31 runs. So the ratio continues, 3 runs and 3 hits. But Tennessee has certainly aided that. Kaylee Gardner. The 12-year-old looks at the off speed, 1-1. Haley Garner, the first-time All-Star, has worked really hard. Super sweet, according to her teammates and coaches. Looks high, 2-1. Says wants to meet Jocelyn Alo, and more importantly, wants to hit like her, too. We've seen her barrel up a couple of balls this week.
She's well on her way there. Gardner's definitely showed her power and just a beautiful swing.
Regional championship in Warner Robins, Georgia. Winner will head to Greenville, North Carolina in about a week. Garner fists this one and gets her first hit of the day. Kaylee Garner, her third hit of the week, leads off the fifth.
This is a great at bat, too. Worked it to a full count. This pitch in on her hands, and she's just strong enough. That ball was deep inside and deep into the over the plate, but she is so strong. She's able to muscle this ball into the outfield. Leadoff runner on for North Carolina.
Third time today, the leadoff batter in an inning has gotten on base. Couple of hits, one by error. Monica Jones fouls this one out of play. Monica Jones talking to her this morning. Said, you get nervous? You're thinking about it? National TV? Said, I just got to remember it's just a softball game. Easier said than done, but she has played like it's just a game all week long. Off speed, misses 1-1.
And she was ready to get out on the field, too. She said she would have rather have just played the game last night and get it over with. Had trouble going to sleep, just so excited.
Jones puts that one into the turf. Gardner stops at second base. Back-to-back singles to start the fifth.
I think North Carolina is starting to make those adjustments off of Lacey Gobble, knowing her plan is to come in on these hitters. Now North Carolina looking in Monica Jones, just like her teammate, strong enough to get that ball into the grass.
Kenzie Carson reached on an error, scored in the third. Chance to add some insurance runs to a North Carolina team that has been dominant all week, outscoring the opposition 34-5, including 3-0 in this one. To the left side, foul. Coach Edwards nicknamed Kenzie Shaw LB. Stands for linebacker. Tough player, though, waves through that one for strike three. And for Lacey Gobble, that is strikeout number 2.
And again on this changeup, beautiful location, great movement, falls off the table, and that's when she can use that pitch because she's ahead in the count. We've seen her all game really working hard to get ahead in the count, 0-2 count, pulls the string, gets the first out. Lacey Gobble continuing to be successful in the circle.
No breaks in this lineup. 11-hole hitter Riley Shaw singled and scored in the third. First pitch swinging here. Going over to make the play is Gill. 2 away.
There's one thing I've learned about this Tennessee team, seeing them come back and win the game yesterday against Florida after losing to North Carolina 13-1, and they were down in the last inning, came and walked off. This team never gives up. They're fighting. They're gritty. They're going to play to the last out. So I know North Carolina wants to get another 1 or 2 runs across for that insurance because they know how this Tennessee team can fight. And they play to the very last out. So going in with a 3-0 lead, I'm not sure how comfortable Coach Metis in North Carolina would be, just knowing what potential Tennessee has.
Baseball can be a funny game. Softball can be even more comical at times. 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position and 3-0.
Doesn't add up. I'm not great at math, but that just doesn't add up to me.
And now with Monica Jones at first base and 2 outs, they will bring in a pinch runner. And it has to be the last batted out, which is Riley Shaw, who just lined out. 0 for 12 combined, runners in scoring position between Tennessee and North Carolina.
With North Carolina having 8 opportunities with runners in scoring position and not producing from that. But Tennessee and Lacey Gobble, when things are getting tough, they find a way to get out of big jams. They haven't let the big inning happen, even though North Carolina has had plenty of opportunities.
2-0 to the 12-hole hitter, Liliana Whitehurst. Ball of energy on the field. Voice of the team. We have the Shrimp Alfredo in common. The 2-0. Just to get out of this, get some momentum headed into the dugout. There were 2 on and nobody out. Chance to get out of the jam into the dugout with some enthusiasm for your, could be your last at bat. 2-2. In there for a called strike 3. North Carolina leaves 2 on, but goes into the 6th inning with a 3-run lead. The Little League Softball Regionals on ESPN are presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. Regional championships today on ESPN. We've only just begun. New England at 1 o'clock Eastern, then the Central, West, Mid-Atlantic, and Northwest regionals taking place. A total of 6 tickets on the United States side will be punched today for the Little League World Series in Greenville, North Carolina. Matt Schick, Brittany McKinney, and Monica Jones has been the star today for North Carolina. What do you call it? PFP, Brittany, fielding the position?
PFP, baby. I love pitchers that can field their position, but I also love pitchers that can pitch at an elite level like we've seen from Monica Jones today. Her changeup's been on. She's hitting her location. She's shown poise and composure in the circle, even though Tennessee's put up a few hits, a few more than she's used to. She's fought back, and she has been elite in the circle, to say the least.
15 of her 20 batters she's faced been first pitch strikes for Jones. It has just been outstanding. 63 pitches, 42 strikes, and first pitch swinging here out of play for Tennessee and Olivia Jones, no relation. Tennessee, if you're wondering, here in the 6th inning, has scored 3 or more runs in 2 different innings this tournament. Did it in the 5th inning against West Virginia. They were trailing 1-0 in that inning, came back to win. And against Florida in the 1st inning yesterday, they scored 4 after losing to North Carolina. And Olivia Jones powers this one to left center field. That's going to reach the fence. And Olivia Jones is going to listen to the stop sign at second base.
If you want to make a comeback in the last inning, it is more than important to get your leadoff on. And if she can get on with a double, as Olivia Jones does here, getting in scoring position, starting the momentum early. When you're down to your last 3 outs, you need somebody to step up, and Olivia Jones.
They've come back before. Yeah, 8th hit of the day for Tennessee. Madison Van Tassel, though, pops out. First pitch swinging. We talked about it, the line between being aggressive and being disciplined. Tough pop out now for the first out.
You don't want to see that next out to come on the very next pitch, especially after such a big hit. Tennessee, they're selling out to their plan, and I've got to appreciate that. You got to appreciate that a team that, hey, we're going to come out, we're going to be aggressive, and they've done it from the first pitch, and now we're in the 6th inning, and they're sticking to the plan, and they've had some results from it, just haven't been able to push any across the plate.
0 for 5 with runners in scoring position today. That one misses 1-1. North Carolina 2 outs away from returning to the Little League World Series for the 2nd year in a row. This one to right. That one's going to drop. Heading to third, rounding third. No, now you get the stop sign. Now we're coming back. Boy, you don't want to make the 2nd out at the plate down 3-0. And that would have been the 3rd base running blunder of the day. Seth Jones, you can't grab a player. You can't do that. It would be an out, but he wanted to. She was rounding third base.
I think from what's happened at third base in this game, I'm pretty sure he might have been reaching out for a player, no doubt. But great hit right here by Ava Hansen. Bringing a little bit more life. Here she goes. Whew, that one made me nervous, too.
That one stays there. Maybe just hey, let's draw the throw, see if it goes to the backstop. But, this run it means a lot. It doesn't mean much to North Carolina.
Right.
But an out would be devastating here. So 1-0 count. 12-hole hitter Olivia Nasser. They call her NASCAR because it sounds like Nasser, and she's fast. 2-0. The one hit that Nasser has this week came against West Virginia, trailing 1-0. Line drive off of the base at first. Played it a couple. They took the lead, wound up getting the win. That was a 2 RBI hit. She gets another one of those. We got ourselves a ball game. That one fouled away. And Hansen took second base on an uncontested steal. Runners in scoring position today. Tennessee 1 for 6 now, but a couple of base running errors. This game should be closer than 3. The 2-2 to Nasser. Nasser. That one is foul as the first base coach avoids that one. They're barreling up balls. Just got to put it in play.
You mentioned the base running errors. It's a championship game to go to the World Series. We talk about defensive errors and strikeouts. It's when the stage is bigger, the lights are brighter, it's the base running things. It's the little things that you don't talk about all year long that really come out and make a difference.
The 2-2 to Nasser. That was a ground ball. 3-2. A walk puts the tying run on base.
We'll bring up the top of the lineup, too.
The 3-2. That one in there for a called strike 3. Monica Jones, her 4th strikeout of the day, and they're 1 out away from Greenville.
What were you talking about, a walk? Monica Jones does not walk people. When she needs to throw a strike, she finds a way to do it and just gets on the outside corner. Great location. Second out of the inning, 1 left for Tennessee.
Lucy Jo Linville has an inside the park home run to her name this week. 13-year-old rising 8th grader, last hope here for Tennessee. North Carolina trying to wrap it up. That one back to Jones, off her glove. Metis picks it up, throws to first, got her! And North Carolina wins the Southeast Regional and is headed back home. They may review this, and if you're Tennessee, you certainly have nothing to lose with a review. But from the naked eye, it appeared to be an out. We'll take a look. Metis. Hard throw. And I think that's going to be an out. We'll take a look from our first base camera. Boy, that is close.
What a play by Brooklyn Metis. I thought for sure this was just going to be a ball off the glove. She came out of nowhere even to make this play close.
Outs on the base pass today have been decimating for Tennessee. Metis with a great play there, and you're not going to see many great angles. The problem with our angle at first is the glove is kind of blocked by Kenzie Carson's left leg. It's going to be hard to overturn this call, but we've seen stranger things.
Some close plays at first base.
Yeah, I think that's going to be an out.
If anything, like you said, there's not enough to overturn this call.
And, you know, almost angling to that orange base might have cost her, but she's out. And Tennessee comes up short. North Carolina can celebrate again. Two celebrations with one regional championship after the replay. Coach Metis and North Carolina going back to Greenville, North Carolina for the second straight year, Brittany.
They played great softball all week, got tested in this last game. When I think about this Tennessee team, I'm going to think about their fight, their grit, how they never gave up. But North Carolina was the team today that was able to take advantage of errors and mistakes, and they didn't make any themselves. They gave up nothing on defense, and Monica Jones in the circle led the way for North Carolina to punch their ticket to the Little League Softball World Series.
Monica Jones did not allow a run all week. Tennessee, 9 hits, unable to score. Some watch parties back at home at North Carolina. There in Winterville. Local establishment, tiebreakers having some fun today. Their training spot next level, but having a watch party as well. And the two teams gather to support each other and congratulate each other on a fantastic game and a great week. We've had a great week at Warner Robins as well. Aaron, our producer, Caitlin producing as well this week. Jimmy, Susan, everyone behind the scenes. Karen, Mark running our stats. For Brittany, I'm Matt. Send it back to the studio. Victoria and Michelle. Ladies, take it away.